Yeah, so today I'm going to share how we can achieve NAP progress bar in Next.js 13. So before starting, we need to see like what we are going to achieve. So in Next.js application, you may face some issues on the heavier page loading. So this might happen due to large amount of data processing or large amount of data consuming. So here is an example, like if I clicked on the go to about page or go to home page, so you might see a navbar on top of that page. So to load an heavier page, this might be user friendly or like to understand the user, okay, something is happening here. So let's try to achieve this same kind of behavior in Next.js 13. So before I start the application, like before I start the implementation, we need to say how we can like how the Next.js 13 folder structure is. So here in Next.js 13 app, like you should have a app directory and source directory. So inside the app directory, you should have all the server components, and inside the source directory, you should have all the client components. And to achieve, like to want to show a loader, like a nap progress bar or a loader before rendering the layout or before navigating to a road, you should you should define a loading.tsx file that should be aligned with the page and layout.tsx file. Okay, so let's move to that client component. So to create an app progress bar, you need to define a client component in the. So here inside the source directory, I have created an app progress bar folder, and inside that app progress bar folder, I have created an index.tsx file to define the client component, and I should have an index.module.csx file where I should define the app progress bar design. Now move to that index.module.csx file. So in that file, you should have a loading container and you should have a loading bar. So loading container basically contains the nap progress bar position on your application. So we define that position as fixed so that it should be visible on top of that page like this. And also we should define that 0 and depth 0. And we define the width as 100% because we need to show the progress bar as a total screen width. So we define the width as 100%. And also we need to define the height of the progress bar. Like here you can see there's some sort of progress bar height. So we define the progress bar height for pixel as a standard, and also the background color we define as white. And also we need to define the Z index. So basically, in my case, I need to define the Z index due to based on my project structure. But in your case, this might not required. But if you found like if your progress bar not visible in the UI, then you might use the Z index. I think it might help you. Now go to the loading bar class. So in the loading bar, we should define the height as 100%. So this height should take that height for pixel as 100%. And also we need to define the width as 0. So basically this width should incremental by 10%. So that the progress bar should visible like to with 0 to with 100%. And using that background color property, you can define that progress bar color. So here I define the progress bar color as black, but in your case it might be red or orange, or as per your need you can define the color. And here you can see I also define the Z index here. So in my case, to make it visible, I need to define the Z index. In your case, it might not require. And also I have defined the transition as width 0.5 second is in out. So basically the transition should happening for apply for the width 0 to 100%. So this is all about the CSS required for to design the progress bar. Now move to that NAP progress bar client component. So in NAP progress bar client component, here you can see on top, I have imported the CSS file. And here I have also defined the state as progress. And in the use effect, uh, we set the dependency of the progress state. And here we have applied a condition like we should set the progress like by incremental by 10% until the progress should be less than 100. So we can say a visible progress bar on top of the application. And on the return section, we define a loading container as parent div and the loading bar as child div. And also in the style, we define the style of the width as a dynamic progress percentage. So that's all about the NAP progress bar client component. Now, if I move to the loading.tsx file that we defined earlier. So in the loading.tsx file, basically this loading.tsx file is a server component, and here you need to define that client NAP bar, NAP progress bar component. So you can define it like this way, just return the NAP progress bar from that loading.tsx server component. And the remaining steps will be done by the Next.js by default feature. Like when you are trying to navigate to a route, it should be first call the loading.tsx file so that user not blocking or user can feel something is happening. So finally, we can achieve this loading bar when user are trying to navigate to some sort of route. So I think this tutorial might help you to achieve this kind of NAP progress bar in your Next.js application on absolutely on obviously the next 13. And if you have any issues, I think you can put a comments in the comment section so that I can help you. Thank you.